Hello and happy Sunday evening. Tish here, Facebook friends, and I am coming to you live from my office. I'm excited to be connecting with you all. Let me see if I can get this camera just a little, tweak that a bit. Hello and happy Sunday. I hope you guys have had a great weekend, and I have an online party actually happening in about an hour. And so I thought, since I was in my office and I had some clothes on and I had some makeup on and I had jewelry on because I was going to be doing my show here in a bit, that I would come to you guys live and talk to you about a topic that is actually very near and dear to my heart. And that topic, and I think it's near and dear to my heart because I've worked in the direct sales space now for 10 years. And over the course of 10 years, I've had lots and lots and lots of questions. And I'm actually I see lots of you joining. Hello, hello, hello. I'm like, I've got total ADD. And okay, I've just removed all the comments because if I'm seeing comments, it's going to distract me. So I apologize if you're saying hi, but I just know how I am. So, and I want to focus here because this is an important topic. So anyway, over the last 10 years, I have met so many people that work in the space, either direct sales or network marketing. I've done tons of vendor events. I have participated in coaching groups. I have gone to women's retreats. I have gone to, big events. I've gone to small events. I've had people reach out to me over the years, and I've connected with top leaders from other companies. I've connected with people just getting started in other companies. I've had people just reaching out for business advice because maybe they had a friend that knew me and said, you should connect with Tish and chat with her. So, and I love it. I mean, the one thing I think I've learned about myself over the last 10 years is I am really passionate about coaching people and building businesses, all different types of businesses. So one of the questions that I get often is, how do you know when it's time to leave your company? How do you know when it's time to partner with a new company? How do you know when you're not meant for this business? How do you know when things just aren't working out? That question comes to me often, and it has for 10 years now. Even when I was working with people on my team would come to me asking me these questions. And so I made some notes, so I apologize if I look down. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. But this is the thing, and this is why I think that this is a really hot topic right now. The reason I think this is a hot topic right now is the direct sales space, the network marketing space. It is a hot industry. Like, finally, I think the industry has evolved, and it's now not considered, at all that icky, questionable thing that people do. And maybe that I was even guilty of questioning 10 years ago when I was first getting introduced to this industry. It's actually an industry that, very talented people are getting into and changing their lives every single day. And that's, I think, what I love about this industry is that really there's no glass ceiling, and you can totally go and do what you want to do with the business. And, how many places can you do that while working from home flexibly around your family schedule? So I'm a big believer in the industry. I love that it is so hot now. And I love that there are so many different options for people. I mean, I was making a list of all the different types of products that are out there. I mean, and I was actually cracking up with some of the things that I was reminding myself that there are. Like, there are sex toy companies. There are skincare companies. There are clothing companies. There are health and wellness companies. There are candle companies. There are obviously jewelry companies where I work. There are shake companies. There are wrap companies. There are undergarment companies. You name it. There are nail companies. Like, you name it. There's athleisure wear companies. Like, there's something for everything. There's energy companies. Like, there's truly something for anything. And I do love that about this industry. So often when I meet people that are working with these different companies, often I will ask them, I'll be like, Tell me about your company, tell me about your product. And so often people will tell me, I love the product. And I'll be like, that's amazing. They'll say, I'm passionate about the product. I love the product. And I'm like, that's amazing. And then the next question I always ask them is, have you found the success you were looking for with the company? Like, are you making the money you're looking to make with the company? And so often the response that comes back to me is, no, I'm not. And I'm questioning if I'm right for this business. And I can't tell you how many people that I have met that work in this industry with other companies. They're not experiencing the success that they're looking for. So it's not like it's one specific company. There's just a gamut of companies out there where the particular person isn't experiencing the success that they're looking for. And that could be happening for a variety of reasons. And with my coaching hat on, I'll say they may not be working the business. They may not be as engaged as you need to be if you're wanting to build and grow. Maybe they're not as coachable as they think they are, and the suggestions that are being given to them, they're not taking. Maybe it's something that they're doing, maybe, but maybe it's not something that they're doing. And I say that because at the end of the day, this industry, decades and decades and decades ago, was created for very busy people, and it was created to be a very simple business that worked. You didn't need an Ivy League education. You didn't even need a college education. There's lots of millionaires out there in this industry that had no education outside of high school. And that's one of the things I love so much about the direct sales and the network marketing space, is it is for everyone. There is no judgment. And sometimes, as good as that person may be, sometimes as hard as that person may be working, maybe there's something else that's keeping them from having the success that they're looking for. And success is defined differently for every single person. That is one thing that I do wholeheartedly agree with. Like, the success that I may be looking for could be very different from the success of that someone else is looking for. And that's wonderful. What I have found is sometimes when the person is not experiencing the success that they're looking for, and, they determine it's not for lack of them not doing everything that they know to do and have been taught to do, and they're genuinely doing those things, then maybe it's something else. Maybe you find that the product that they're selling doesn't work. Or maybe you find the product that they're selling is too expensive. Or maybe you find the product that they're selling is too small of a niche market. Or maybe you find that the product they're selling, doesn't appeal to the masses and is universally appealing. I mean, we could go on and on as to all the reasons why possibly that person isn't having success. And as I said, the business was created to be very simple, for people to work around their very busy lives. It shouldn't be hard. And if you are finding that it is hard, then that's when I think you have to start asking yourself the hard questions and considering some things, okay? So I've got some bullet points of things that I think could be very valuable to you, and I'd love to hear if you find these points are valuable, like comment, let me know. I would really love to hear, but I made some notes of some things that I think are worth considering. So number one, ask yourself, has my business been stagnant over the last handful of months or handful of years? Because I'm going to raise my hand right now and say, I am not a quitter. I do not encourage quitting. I do not encourage giving up. I am a person that absolutely believes that things are possible, that anything is possible if you put your mind to it and you work the business, right? I am such a big believer in that. But I also, if I look at the stages I've had in my life, yes, I've made changes in my life through my career that had nothing to do with quitting. It had everything to do with me growing as as a professional, as a business person, and making changes in order to provide more opportunities for myself when I was in corporate America. I left after having my first child because I wanted to be able to work flexibly from home. And I opened a small business, and I had that business for 10 years. And then when, Houston was hit with Hurricane Ike and my business tanked, that's when I got introduced to the direct selling space. And I joined for a short term to just supplement until my business picked up. And then as I educated myself, I realized that's actually this is a much smarter business opportunity for me as a working mom, because I want to be a mom first and foremost, and then be able to be a business owner, around that. So I ended up closing my small business and building my direct sales business that I had for 10 years. And I was, partnered with a specific company for 10 years. And 5 months ago, I made a change, and I went and I partnered with a new company, with a different company. But I didn't do it because I'm a quitter. I didn't do it because I was giving up. I did it because I saw opportunities to make a bigger impact. And I felt I had done all I could do where I was. I felt I had used every tool in my toolbox, and it was now time for me to make a change. It definitely wasn't because I was giving up and quitting the business, because I'm not a quitter. And I think my track record speaks to that. And so I'm not encouraging anybody quit, but what I am encouraging you to do is be smart and ask yourself some questions. So, has your business been stagnant, or is your business decreasing? Is it because you're working less, or is it because you're doing all the things that you've always done, but you're not getting the same results you once did? So ask yourself that question. Also ask yourself the question, is your team growing, or is it getting smaller? It's really hard to grow your income when your team is decreasing. Like, teams growing yields increased income. Teams decreasing yields decreased income. Simple math in every single one of these plans. I promise you. Are you finding people are recruiting less? Are you finding your team is recruiting less? Are they telling you they're going out and doing what they know has always worked, but it's not working? Or are they telling you they're giving up? Are they telling you they've lost belief? Like, what's going on there? Also, has your company experienced a lot of changes in the business? I have found, again, I have a lot of friends in this industry that work with a lot of different companies that I've never worked with, but we support each other, we share ideas, we help each other, and we all agree that when you see a lot of changes happening, this is what happens. The business that was created for very busy people, because they're doing it around their very busy lives, they duck in and out, okay? And things need to remain pretty consistent because they're ducking in and out of their business. When things are changing all the time, people can't keep up. They can't keep up. And when people can't keep up, they get frustrated because they don't, it's this, it's that, they can't keep up. So guess what happens? They stop working. And when they don't have a lot to lose by stopping working, they opt out. It's just what happens. So if you've seen a lot of change with your business, it may be that, again, some of the things you're seeing are out of your control, because it's hard to keep up with a lot of change happening when we know what change does to humans, and busy people that are doing a little bit of this business around their very busy life. And when I talk about change, you can see change in a lot of different areas within a business. You can see it with the comp plan. You can see it with the programs that they offer, their customers, their hostesses. If it's a party plan company, maybe they're making changes with the product. Are they decreasing product? Are they diversifying product? Have they had an issue with like a patent on a certain product and they're having to bring out a new product and it's going to be very different from the other I've heard it all. It's crazy, the things that I've seen and heard. So change can happen in a lot of different areas, but regardless, change is change. And I'm a big believer change is good, but you can't have a lot of change. A lot of change is not good. A lot of change is actually bad in this specific industry. Are people coming into the business? Sorry, I was reading my notes. I wrote very sloppy and I couldn't read what I wrote. Are people coming into the business, 10 years in, 20 years in, 30 years in, 40 years in, 50 years into this company being around? Are people coming into the business and being able to build to the top of the comp plan and being able to build a significant income? Is that happening with your specific company? Are you seeing that happen? Or are you seeing only the top earners are the people that were there in the beginning, and, people that come 5 years in, 10 years in, 15 years in, 20 years in aren't seeing aren't able to have similar results? I'll give you an example. I have a good friend that's with a health and wellness company who I met through a women's retreat and a women's organization that I'm a part of, and love her dearly. She is an amazing woman. She is, like I said, with a health and wellness company. She's been there now, I think, 7 years. The company's been around, I don't know, close to 20 years, I think. She's built to the top of their comp plan and is one of their top earners. And she was not there in the beginning. She came in 10 years in, 15 years in, and has still been able to build to the top of the comp plan and is one of their top earners. That shows me that there's proof that you can come in at any time with her company that she's with and go and experience the success that you're looking for, okay? The company that I'm with, it's been around for 63 years. And there have been women that came in 7 years ago, and they're some of their top income earners. Again, that proved to me when I was looking, that proved to me that you can come in 10 years in, 20 years in, 30 years in, and work the business. I mean, obviously you can't sit home and do nothing, but you can work the business and experience the success that you're looking for. So ask yourself that question. Are you seeing that with your company currently? And if you're not, that could be a problem. If you're looking for more success than what you're currently experiencing. I mentioned to you that I'm not a proponent of giving up. I'm not a proponent of quitting. I am not a quitter. I, thought long and hard before I determined to make a change and partner with a new company. I definitely did my due diligence, but at the end of the day, I am a proponent of continuing to expand your opportunities to grow professionally and personally. And, again, when I'm talking to people that work in this business and someone says, I'm super passionate about the product, I love the product, I'll ask them, like, well, are you there because you just love the product and enjoy getting the discount on the product and you're not really looking to make income? Like, that's not really your priority? And if they tell me, it's really just kind of a hobby, I'm like, well, then you're great. Like, if it doesn't need to be an income generator for you, then you're where you need to be, But for the person that isn't happy with what they're earning, for that person, often passion for the product is not going to be enough. It's just not. You've got to have the other factors in place that are going to lead to the success that you're looking for. And if you're not finding it, then I think you've got to be true to yourself and be that smart businesswoman or businessman that you are, and go look at other opportunities, because there is nothing wrong with you. Just like in the corporate world where people climb the ladder and continue to, leave from this company to go to this company to this company to provide better opportunities, better income, better experiences for their family. It is the same in this industry. So if you are to go look at other companies, then these are the things that I would encourage you to look for. Because at the end of the day, and I'm just going to say it like as honestly as I can, there are companies out there that have the most amazing product in the world, and people are having a hard time experiencing success at that company. And then there are companies out there that probably don't have very good product, and they have people having crazy success. And I think that, I'm not saying you want to go work for one of those companies. But my point is, there's a lot of opportunity for every single person in this world that wants to be in this space to find what's right for them and go after it and to not be afraid of it. Okay. So my personal opinion, you want to go look for new partnerships with new companies. You want to find a company that has a generous comp plan. Why do I think you want them to have a generous comp plan? This is the deal. And I'm speaking primarily to women here, but this is what I know about women. I know from all the experience of the thousands of women that I've coached over the last 10 years, most women, the earnings that they are taking from their direct sales or network marketing gig, most women are turning around and they are redistributing that wealth. They are redistributing that income to other things within their life. Most women are not hoarding that income, myself included. Most women are giving to their community, they're giving to their church, they're giving to their family, they're providing better opportunities for their kids. Most women are keeping very little of it personally, okay? So my goal is I want to help every woman earn significant income. What that means to them, because that is different for every person, but I want to help them earn significant income so that they can go and make a bigger impact in their communities because I know what they're doing, right? So you want to look for a company that has a generous comp plan. And with every category out there, you're going to find companies that pay more and you're going to find companies that pay less. So you just got to do the due diligence on that. Secondly, you want to find a company, if it's a party plan company, that has a generous program for your hostesses. You want your hostesses to be able to earn lots and lots of great perks, free product, discounted product, all that stuff. Because the more generous the program is, the easier it is to book and the more opportunity you have to earn more income as well as your team. So you want a generous hostess program if you're in a party plan company. You also want generous programs for your customers. Again, in every product category out there, you're going to find companies that offer very generous and amazing deals and specials and treats for their customers because they treat their customers well, because they want them to come back over and over again. And then you're going to have companies that don't. So find the company that's investing in your customer because that's going to help you grow your business. You also want a very simple business model because, again, back to this business was created for busy people without a bunch of fancy degrees, and they're going to pop in and out of their business depending on what is going on in their life. The business model needs to be simple. I find, you find you're in a business that's complicated. It's got lots of moving parts. It's got lots of different categories. It's hard to keep up. It's just hard to keep up. And when something becomes hard for people, and this is a volunteer business, and it becomes hard, they stop volunteering in their business. They just stop working it. So you want it to be really simple. Also, you want to find out the company that you're looking at, have they had a lot of changes in recent years? Or have things remained very consistent? Has their comp plan changed? Has their hostess rewards changed? Have their product categories changed? Have the programs for their customers changed? Ask the questions. If there's a change of something that's been added, that's made it better, great. But if you're seeing all sorts of changes happening with that company, red flag, in my opinion. I would really hesitate before moving to a company that's had a lot of changes recently. Because you just don't know how those changes are going to affect the people. And then the last important thing, I think, is you tell yourself what is important to you. Are you looking to partner with a company that's going to pay you the most? Or are you looking to partner with a company that's going to provide the most amazing experiences? Are you looking for a company that's going to provide travel? Are you looking for a company that's going to provide a car program? Are you looking for a company that's going to provide free product? Like, what is important to you? Make a list, the pros where you currently are and the cons. And when you go and you're looking for something elsewhere, you want to make sure you are definitely addressing the current cons and finding a place that's got pros in those categories. Like, really, because I promise you, again, back to every product category, you're going to find companies that are offering the things that your company currently may not be, that might be able to, if you want to go travel the world and the company you're with doesn't offer trips, go find a company that will take you around the world so you're not having to spend your money on travel. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so last but not least, this is what I think I would ask you. And when I'm talking to people, and often I've had someone come to me and they're like, well, I'm considering your opportunity, but I'm also considering another opportunity. And it could be they're considering, a skincare company and I was with the jewelry company, or maybe they were considering a clothing company and I was with the jewelry company, whatever it may be. My belief, when I started with my first company, I was definitely not passionate about jewelry, nor was I passionate about fashion. That was not my passion. I was passionate about earning income. I was definitely passionate about that. And very quickly I learned I was passionate about helping others earn income. Over time, selling the jewelry, I kind of became passionate about accessories. I love the space. It's simple. It's consumable. It's fashion. People are always adding to. It doesn't take, a lot of knowledge. It just worked for me. So I don't believe you have to necessarily be passionate about the product that you are, repping. I mean, you need to believe in it for sure. But I don't think you have to necessarily be passionate about it. I do think you've got to be passionate about building your business. And, and if you ask yourself, I am truly passionate about, creating a better life for myself, going out and changing some lives, providing more for my family, and it's currently not happening, then the passion alone you may have for your product, it simply may not be enough. So I saw, some of you may know Bob Healy, who is a business coach in the direct sales network marketing space. And he posted something today that actually I loved, and I'll share it with you. He said, why playing it safe is never going to make you money. He said, if you want to do something great with your life, observe what the masses are doing and do the opposite in a positive direction. Be different. Weak fish swim with the tide. Strong fish swim against the tide. And I think at the end of the day, this is what you ask yourself. You ask yourself, again, we're back to school. We're getting back to business. This is when I see a lot of people joining this business. This is when I see a lot of people making changes in this business. You ask yourself, is what I'm doing working? Am I happy? Am I earning the income that I want and need to be earning and feel I deserve to be earning? And if you're not, then you have to start asking yourself the tough questions that I just reviewed. And then you've got to really start looking at if the partnership you're currently with is providing, an answer in all the different categories we talked about. And if you find it's not, then go do your due diligence. Be smart, because there are lots of opportunities out there. And I think life is too short to settle. And I think we all deserve more if what we're currently doing isn't fitting the bill, or it isn't fitting the bill for the people that we're working with. So anyway, I hope that advice helps. I so appreciate you guys joining in with me this Sunday evening. If you've got any questions or feedback, please feel free to connect with me. But anyway, thanks so much. Have a great Sunday, and I'll be back in touch soon, I'm sure. Bye. Mwah.